Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Listen Up Podcast. It's your boy Brandon.
Sam.
Yo, what's happening, everybody, man? Hey, it is Miami Hate Week. Hence the background change. You know what I mean? Sam, man, let me ask you a question. Right?
Go. Go.
Now, actually, I'll finna throw you out of left field, but
No,
I
go
ain't even
ahead.
gonna start. No. I ain't gonna start with no drama, man. I was
Why
actually
not?
finna carry on the conversation we were just having
Go
back
go
on the
yeah.
mic. So
Well,
so
let's have it. Let's
okay. I mean, so I guess we've some and again I promise y'all we're gonna talk about Miami. Before we get started, we're gonna talk about Miami. But we gotta take it off topic for a little bit. So did the NCAA college football in general trick us again?
um you talking about with the collectives, right? Because we were
Yeah. We
just
talking about
discussing collectives, yeah.
yeah, we were just talking about with the collectives. It looks like it looks like we've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok, led astray, and all that good stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. What you think? What you think, Sam?
So I had put something out. I was like, basically to me, all these collectives are scams. But I didn't mean it like I didn't mean it like saying like don't go donate to collectives or they are scamming people out of money. I didn't mean it like that. I mean it like how did paying players become the fans' responsibility? You know what I'm
That
saying? Like how did that happen? Like how did we go from saying college football is making billions on top of billions of dollars every year,
they can afford to pay the players.
CBS News, CBS, ESPN contracts, and ABC contracts, and Disney, CBS, and Fox contracts, these billions of dollar contracts. How did it become the fans' responsibilities to incentivize play for your favorite players on your team? I just, to me, that's kind of ass backwards to what we was asking for. And I do understand why we have collectives and stuff. I'm not knocking the idea of having a collective. I'm just saying in general, when you just step back and just look at it like when are the players gonna start touching some of this TV money? You know what
It's
I'm
funny.
saying?
It's funny how dope they did it though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like we didn't even realize it was happening. It
yeah,
was all right. Players can be played, and everybody. And for some reason, like nobody figured out like yo where the money was coming from.
right,
And then it was like, well, ain't no money coming in if y'all don't help. And it was like everybody just sprung into action. You
yeah,
right? We gotta help. And it was like,
yeah.
wait a minute, why
I mean,
we gotta help?
it's like and I get it. Like when you say, well, players should be able to be paid for their name, their image, their likeness, right?
Mhm.
So, I know we got some players on the team that got YouTube channels, which I think that's a great idea. Everybody should they all should have a YouTube channel. Everybody that's a fan of Florida State should be subscribed to it. You know what I'm saying? And they should make money off of that. Um,
100%.
so I do get the idea of why they have collectives and everything. I just, it's just when you take a step back and look at it, it's like, man, that's wild. It's just wild that fans are responsible, and I think it
Have become responsible because
have
I
become responsible. Yeah,
that's the thing about it. Because when it first started, I don't think anybody was like, "Oh, okay, let's put together a bunch of collectives so we can figure out how the players can get paid." I think everybody assumed this was all going to be revenue that they would be given based on what the university is making, based on what the school is making, based on what that player jersey sales. You know what I mean? Stuff like
yeah,
that. I think we kind of looked at it and said, "Well, that's where the money come from." I didn't think at any point in time they were going to be asking me for the money.
yeah, and I think that's where it gets weird, and I do think that changes the way fans fan. I think that's why I
Yep.
think we're going to see more vitriol from fans, um, towards players, because of that. Because of they're donating money now. They feel like they feel like they've bought these players, so they practically own these players, and they expect more from these players because they paying these players. So it's just weird, man. And college football going through so many evolutions that I think eventually the players will be like employees. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think eventually to get to that place, but you know, it's just weird, man. College football is just a weird place right now, man.
Again, we lost. You know what I mean? The star basketball player. NCAA is weird, man.
Yeah,
Like not even really just college football, just the NCAA as a whole, man. 16 games for a trip that he was paid to take, then paid the money back. And for some reason, that's a violation. But players can be paid, but I can still pay a player. You know what I'm
But
saying? Like,
then you got Kansas coaching staff got 4 games for all that shit that he just did, which is insane. Like, I mean, it's NCAA is such a joke, man. It's just a joke. It's a
it
joke.
really is, man.
It's a joke. It's a joke. So, it is what it is, man. But it's it's college football. It's a weird place. It's a weird place.
Yeah. Listen, ain't nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Listen, we just 2 people in talking into a microphone, man. Ain't much we can do about it.
It's just so crazy to me, man.
No, it's wild, man. It's wild. It don't make no sense whatsoever. But hey, ain't nothing we can do, man. Hey, but before we get started and we really dive in, man, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Listen, we already got our faithfuls in here. We know Tanya already in here. She's the unofficial moderator. So if you get out of line, she's gonna just say something. You know what I mean? You come in here with spam, she gonna let us know, and then we'll take care of it. So, but no, we got listen, man. We keep our faithful in here, and but hey, if you have not hit that subscribe button, hit the button, rate it 5 stars, leave gold nose in the comment. YouTube, Spotify, what else with the Apple? You know what I mean? Whatever y'all got, man, go ahead. But it's Miami Hate Week. And it's funny because I've been thinking about this game since last week. And then I started thinking about it the week before. I'm not sure this game should be close.
Yeah, you would think we should be able to put some touchdowns on Miami. And they cannot score points right now, man. They are in a funk. I mean, I think they lost their best offensive lineman, Nelson. They lost him. I doubt he plays. They played out their best wide receiver in number 7. I can't say that dude's name. But anyway, he should be back this game. So I do think they'll move the football a little bit better in this game than they have the past couple weeks.
With Garcia at their quarterback?
Well, I think Van Dyke is gonna play. And I also think they're gonna sprinkle in that Brown kid some more too. I do think they're gonna sprinkle the Brown kid in a little bit to kind of get some zone read in there. But but we know we're gonna get Miami best effort this game. So I do expect for them to.
Yeah, hold on. I'm done with this Miami's best effort. It's their Super Bowl. I feel like these are all built-in excuses that us as fans have like made into something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Again, I think I said it last week. Florida State has blown out Miami in games. Right. When Miami was bad and Florida State was good, we blew them out. When Miami was good and we were bad, we got blowed out. When both teams were good, teams got blown. You know what I mean? Like they've been blowouts. So this whole we gonna get their best effort. I don't subscribe to it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's just an excuse we are saying in the event the game gets a little tight. Well, we knew we were gonna get their best effort. No, man, go out there and take care of business. Right. Florida State is by far the better team in this matchup. This shouldn't be the week that all of a sudden Miami figures out how to move the football. If Miami has scored more than 20 points on you, that's a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if Miami is somehow you in a 31-28 battle with Miami, man, you've done a lot wrong.
Well, they shouldn't they shouldn't get past 20 points.
Again, I got it at 17. I don't have them getting past 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I figured at some point they might, you know what I mean, we'll have a dumb turnover or something. That usually happens in this game. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they'll get a short field and may get a touchdown. Right. But man, it's difficult for me to see how a team who could not put together a touchdown drive in a full game against Virginia in 4 overtimes. Yeah. Understand you get the ball at the 25-yard line?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you get the ball at the 25-yard lines. That happened 4 times. And they were never able to get in the end zone. Like at some point, I'm saying you absolutely have to. This game should not be close. Just the way we're playing versus how they're playing. Even in our losses, we played well. I'm just not seeing. Like this is one of those games where I think we can look at it and say there may not be. It's not overconfidence to say that Florida State should blow out Miami this week. I would think Miami fans are thinking they're going to get blown out this weekend. This should be a fairly easy game, in my humble opinion.
Well, I think you know me. I believe I gotta see this team. I gotta see this team beat a team. I mean, well, they did beat Georgia Tech down pretty good.
I was gonna say they beat Georgia Tech. They beat Boston College. Those were 2 bad teams. They had to beat, and they They
Yeah,
beat the
that's true.
bad teams, and
That's
they
true.
beat the bad teams well. Miami
That's
is a
true.
bad team.
That's true.
I'm saying they should the way it looked against Georgia Tech, the way it
Mm-hmm.
looked against Boston College, it
Mm-hmm.
should look like that early. Again, they got a little bit more talent than those teams, but
Yeah.
if you don't have it figured out, if y'all not on the same page, and you got
Mm-hmm.
infighting, and clearly they have it. You know what I mean? Clearly they're not on the same page. Offensively, maybe a little bit defensively, but offensively, they definitely haven't figured it out. This
No,
shouldn't be
no,
the game that they
yeah,
figured
yeah,
out.
they haven't figured out offensively. So I definitely agree with that, and I think that overall, I think FSU's playing pretty good this year, moving the football up and down the field. They've been pretty good on offense. So, and your defense, even though I don't think our defense is great, Miami don't have the players to
Is
take
Virginia
advantage
defense
of.
great?
Mm, no, not well.
Well, is Virginia's defense better than Florida State defense?
No,
Let's just
no,
okay.
no, no, no. I think Florida State defense might be a little better than Virginia, but overall, man, I think Florida State should win this game pretty easily. Um, I think they got a chance to make a statement in this game. To be
I
honest
do
with you,
too. Yeah, I
so
do too.
so I think that's gonna be the big key. Can they get in there and make a statement? Can they get in there and beat them by 2 to 3 scores? You know what I'm saying?
So what does the statement actually mean in this game? Like what does it say?
Dominate from beginning to end. Just
No, I mean like what if they come out there, they dominate from beginning to end. It looked like Georgia Tech and Boston College because that's how it should look, right? They go out there and dominate. What does it say about Mike? What does it say about this team? What does it say about even the rest of the schedule going forward?
nothing really. I think it's funny. I think every game we want to make these referendums on like what the team is and what the coaching staff is, and I keep coming back to the same thing, man. I mean, he's gonna have to make some changes on the staff. I mean, you gotta recruit. He has to start recruiting better.
You're saying from a recruiting statement.
Well,
He
I'm
needs
saying,
he
I'm
needs to find
saying
some
in general,
recruiters.
I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good in-game coach, right? I think his offense is good, right? I think Norvell offense is good. I think he's a good in-game coach, right? I mean, yeah, he's not perfect, but it's not a lot of perfect in-game coaches, right? Um, but
I don't think Kirby's a very good in-game coach. But Kirby,
yeah,
but
yeah,
Kirby got him a championship. Yeah.
yeah, he does. But and that's going to be the big key going into the offseason is going to be, who does he bring back? Who comes back? Right? Can you get Jordan Travis to come back? Because I don't think the backup, not the backup, the other guy, the true freshman that we got right now.
I don't know why his name is completely
Duffy.
escaped me. Duffy, thank you.
I don't think Duffy's going to be ready
to
next year. I don't think Duffy's going to be ready next year. So can you get Jordan Travis to come back? Can you get some of these defensive guys to come back? That's a lot that has to be sorted out in the offseason.
What would keep Jordan Travis from not coming back? Jordan Travis ain't gonna be a high draft pick.
You know what's weird?
He ain't transferring to some team and winning the championship.
You know what's weird is that Jordan Travis, and I've said this, Jordan Travis and Sam Hartman is in the same recruiting class. They was in the same recruiting class. And sometimes people get tired of being in college, man. Some people want to move on. Like, that's not crazy.
At this point, I imagine he's graduated. So you talking about he would do the bare minimum in order to stay in class.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, some people want to move on and start we had a guy. We had a guy last year that got engaged on the middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to move on. I mean, sometimes I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think Jordan Travis is a competitor. That's what I believe. I don't think he's Tom Brady competitor. I don't think he really risk his family over it. But I think he's a competitor. And so I think if you look at it and you say, I'm going to have a receiving core group that's now a year older, nobody leaving.
Right.
I got a tight end group that's good. I got 3 running backs. I have, you know what I mean? Like, I think he can look at that offense and say, with me at the helm, I might be able to win a Heisman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like dead ass. I'm not even, that's not hyperbole. I think he should be able to look at it and say, well, only person you're losing is Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even a maybe. But
right.
You're more likely to lose Wilson. But maybe he can convince Wilson and say, Wilson, you can win the Biletnikoff. I win, you know what I mean? I win a Heisman. We can both be special next year. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, we now, but that may be a little hyperbole. But what I'm saying is I think it's very well possible for Jordan Travis to look around the landscape and see what he got coming back next year and say, man, we just won 10 games.
Yeah.
we can be in the playoff next year.
Right. And I don't think that's crazy. I don't think
And
that's
I don't think
crazy.
that's crazy. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't think that's crazy. And if I'm Mike, that's what I'm telling them. That's damn sure what I'm telling them.
Yeah. I think, I like I said, I think it's gonna be a very interesting offseason. I think Mike's done enough this season, and what I think going forward, I think at most you only lose one game going towards the end of the season. So with that, I mean that's a pretty good record.
Mm-hmm.
Now he got to prove it in recruiting. If he can prove it in recruiting, I think we might be cooking with something. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
might have something. If he can prove it in recruiting, then maybe we do got a decent enough coach. You know what I'm saying? So, but then like I said though, you can't win 9 this year and then fall back to 7 next year. So you do got to kind of need some of these guys. You need some guys to come back, in my opinion.
I'm gonna say this right when it comes to recruiting. I'm not sure if Mike is going to be a guy who gets us past 17, 15, maybe 12 is his cap, just for his ability or the staff's ability. I'm also not sure he can continue to hit at the level he's hit in the portal, but he does seem to have a way with the portal that seems to have a higher hit rate than his recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
I might not care if he's at 12. You get what I'm saying? Like, if somehow he's figured out the perfect balance, he's ahead of the curve. He's figured out the perfect balance between I can recruit just enough to get these pieces, and I can fill in these gaps every year with the diamonds in the rough. If he really can do that, not saying he can, but if he really can do that, I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing in the world. And I've kind of changed my stance on that.
I say you're not gonna get what you want to get at. Bringing in 9 or 10 guys to be starters every offseason. And the main reason why you're not going to get where you want to get at by doing it is because the other guys on the roster is going to look at you like you crazy. Like, eventually they're going to be like, okay, man. I mean, it's a reason why Chuba left, right? Like, brought this other guy in that can barely play, and he's playing over me. That makes no sense to me. Like,
yeah.
And, we got some Porter casualties that's going to happen this year, right? Because you did bring in guys over them that's playing over them, and they feel like, well, that guy's on the same level as I am, right? So that creates influx on your roster a little bit. You got to get to a place where you're only taking 4 or 3 instead of 9, 10, 12. Like, that's a huge – when you're talking about taking 9 guys in a Porter, 12 guys, and you making them starters, like that's a big number.
But think about the scenario we just talked about, right? You finished this year out with 12. Finished it with the 12th class. We already see what we have on offense.
Do you think they finished with the 12th class? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do, but let's just say, let's say they finished at 12. Mm-hmm. We talked about the team and what could possibly come back, what's coming back next year on offense. So you're going to have what should be a very high-powered offense if you keep. Mm-hmm. So then if you fill in, those young guys look good on defense, on the defensive front, in the spot time that they've had a chance to shine. So I'm saying it's not really it's not that you can't win a title, because it's possible that they could be in the playoffs next year with the roster that they got and adding a couple more pieces to make it a little better. Right. That's all I'm saying. So I don't think at first I thought it was again, it's a must that they fix recruiting and that they find a recruiter. I think it's an absolute must. But what I'm saying is, if he don't this year, if he decides not to make any moves this year, I don't think that eliminates them from the things that I think will be their goals going into next year.
Well, yeah. Well, see,
I do think it's not a good recipe going long term.
I don't think.
I'm just saying,
but I guess you get into this bigger conversation, right? You get into this conversation. Like I said, the offseason got to work itself out, and that's problematic to me, right? Because you should you going into year 4, you should know your key contributors, the guys you're gonna have. Mm-hmm. You got Peyton, but you should have another guy beside Peyton. You should have 3 or 4 guys at this point. You should have 2 or 3 Peytons and Jared Versus is kind of ready to go in the wings. You're gonna lose Coop, probably lose Lovett. You should have guys waiting. You should have guys ready to go. Right now, we saying that these guys they'll take a step, but how big of a step? Like how big of a step is Farmer going to take? So like I said, the offseason gonna be very interesting. But I do think they win enough games. I think he's secure as a coach. I think he's secure for next year and the year after. I think he's secure for 2 years actually, based on having an eight win, 9-win season this year. So,
Yeah,
but it's really gonna depend on can he recruit? Can he recruit to a certain level that can see this program take a boost? Right? You can't keep getting out recruited by Miami and Florida. And if you get out recruited by Miami and Florida, that means they're getting players that you're not getting. Right? So they're keeping good players away from you. No matter if you say Cristobal can't coach and Napier can't coach, they're still keeping talented players away from you. You can't have that. You got to be able to out recruit them to actually build a program. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people keep saying, well, yeah, they're going to Mario, but Mario can't coach. Yeah, but he's still keeping those blue chippers away from your program. You know
that's
what I'm
correct.
saying? That's still problematic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Then you just got a wasted 5-star in Miami. It don't give you any. Yeah, it don't help you any. Yeah.
Yeah, it don't help you in it. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
still getting them. So, that's a big part of it. Yeah. So I mean, it's I'm excited though because I really think the Miami game gonna be very. I think it'll be a little bit more interesting than we think it's gonna be. I'm actually been excited for this game for like the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I've been looking forward to this game, to be honest with you. So, I know you think
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
be.
be a wash, but I think
I'm
it's
saying if the game is more interesting, what I need it to be, that is a problem. Like, it shouldn't be interesting. You know what I mean? Like
right
I guess that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be interesting.
because
I'm going against.
FSU goes into this game pretty healthy.
That's what I mean. You
Yeah,
talking about we getting most, if not all, of our players back. We were lied on the Winston Wright situation. Unless he coming back this week, we've been lied to because
I've been pretty consistent at that. I would be surprised if that kid plays. And I
yeah, I'm
mean,
just saying.
maybe in late November, maybe in a bowl game he plays. But like I said, I would be surprised.
We were lied to about you know what I mean. We were
And why
lied
would
to.
you want to play him? Why would you want to play him? That's what I
Yeah,
don't
I don't even know
understand.
if you can add him to it now. Y'all think you got good chemistry with with your rotation. So I'm with
Yeah,
you. No, no, but no, this game should not be close. I'm saying where the two programs are as we've last seen them play.
right.
One is way down here, and one is way up here. You know what I mean? Like we're not on the same. We're not the same programs right
Right.
now.
Right.
I'm not talking about talent. I'm not talking about rivalries. I'm not talking about refs, Todd. I'm talking about the two programs
Right.
and where we stand today. One of these teams is looking very good, and one of them is not. One
Yeah.
of these teams have all their guys healthy. One of them does not. One of these teams has consistency. We've seen the same thing from our coaching staff. We've seen the same thing from our offensive coordinators. We have chemistry. We know what we know what Johnny Wilson can do. We know what our running backs can do. I think Trayshawn Ward might be back. I'm not sure if he will or not. We have a coach who seems to do a very good job of scheming running backs. So, like, we got a lot of positives.
Right.
And then when I look at Miami and I say, what do they do well?
Not a whole lot.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do they stop the run well? No. They definitely don't stop the pass well. As Middle Tennessee State was throwing bombs from the 2-yard line.
Right.
So they don't rush the passer well. They don't
Right.
cover well. Like, what is the, you know what I mean? What is the thing that we're talking about that what I'm saying when we're saying the refs might kill us? I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
The refs can only kill you if it's a close game. And now you're in a situation where the refs can possibly impact the game because, you threw that pass behind the line of scrimmage, but they thought it was a fumble. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you get into situations where the refs can kill you. When
Right.
you're in a dogfight with a team you have no business being in a dogfight with. It shouldn't be up to the refs.
I gotta be honest with you, dude. I can't believe Miami. Like, I know they've dealt with a lot of injuries to some really key guys in some positions they really couldn't afford injuries in. But it is crazy that they are this bad on offense, though. It is insane because they do got some good pieces over there on offense to be this bad.
I think they got some decent running backs. I think they got good running backs actually. I don't know. I think their receiver core is,
Yeah, it was
it's
kind of
meh.
meh. It was meh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
but
meh.
Mallory's a good piece. Van Dyke
Yeah, but
was
if you ain't
really
got nobody to
good.
get the ball, though, you know what I'm
Van
saying?
Dyke
Like,
was
even
really
if Van
good
Dyke
last
come
year.
back, right? Van Dyke wasn't good. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
he was good last year, Brandon.
last year,
Okay,
again,
but no,
we
I'm saying
told
in
y'all
general.
they lied about Mario Cristobal. We told the truth.
No, I'm saying in general though, it's crazy that they're this bad. Like they're like really, really bad on offense.
Man, you get a new coach, you get a new start messing with your mechanics. I got what's his name talking about they were messing with the kickers mechanics, which is why he was missing all the kicks earlier. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just telling you what's being reported was that they were messing with the kickers mechanics. So you get different people in, they start messing with things, telling you do stuff differently. Maybe they told him his throwing motion looked funky, so they don't switch it up. I don't know, man. But what I do know is the quarterback who I thought was a really good quarterback last year is real bad.
Yeah, I mean he's
like
real
he
bad.
Can't throw. Like he ain't accurate at all. He has no confidence whatsoever. His receivers don't even believe it's coming to him. Like it looks real bad. Right. And Garcia is worse. So
yeah.
You gonna tell me a 50% bad Van Dyke quarterback is going to all of a sudden, right? Till Dog said it. Van Dyke should have followed Lashley to Dallas.
And he probably will. Probably be there next year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's a huge loss. We Lashley was a huge loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was.
Like, so again, you don't have the same guy calling plays, scheming guys open.
Mm-hmm.
So now it looks a little different when you got to be the quarterback to make it. You know what I mean? When you got to be the quarterback to make those throws. It looks a lot like Jimbo Fisher offense.
Yeah.
Unless Jameis back there, it started to look a little shaky.
Right.
And so I'm just saying, like, I'm not looking at the refs or rivalries or anything. I'm saying go out there and win the game, and it shouldn't be difficult because of where the two programs are at this point. And if we somehow get to a game and Van Dyke is 13 for 13, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and it's 21-21, I'm saying we've done something horribly wrong.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it's crazy, dude. But I mean, they are lost. They are lost as a program right now.
This shouldn't be the game that they find it.
That's all I'm saying. Let's make sure they don't. Let's make sure they don't find it.
Right. If we go out there and play the football that we played last week, and the football we played even against Louisville, you know what I mean? Like, just go play the football that was with a whole lot of confidence, and I think you absolutely are in a better. You win this game and you win this game going away.
They terrible, man. They are really bad, and it's like.
We got to have more pride. Yeah, I'm seeing it's a lot of pride in this. It's a lot of things happening in this chat. I'm just saying, games. You don't trust our defense to blow Miami out. Virginia, 14 points. Man,
it took them a long
Virginia, 4 overtimes, and they never scored a touchdown.
Them boys got the 14 points without touchdowns. How that happened, I don't know. But I knew I tweeted it. I tweeted the week before that they were gonna set football back. I already knew what time it was. I knew Virginia was gonna set football back. So, yeah,
he used to say we right on. I guess the mechanic. They did change his mechanics or whatever it is. He went back to his original mechanics, and now he kicking the ball well. Again,
man.
All right, Sam. I'm gonna just ask you a question. I have a kicker. You coach special teams, right?
Yeah.
You have a kicker who is pretty solid as a kicker. He's not great, but he's solid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll make the kicks you're supposed to make.
Right.
He'll miss an occasion when they all do, but he's solid.
Right.
Now, this solid kicker has been kicking the football this way since he was been able to decide he wanted to be a field goal kicker. This was his thing. This is how he's been kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you then go to him and be like, I don't really like the way you kick. You just try kicking it this way.
I thought that was something that Roberto Aguayo and it was another kicker, somebody else, that they got him to do that, not the coaching staff. That was who
did that?
Okay. From what I heard,
better, right? You know what I'm saying? That don't make it better. That means you let somebody else come onto your team and tell your kicker.
From my understanding, it was Roberto Aguayo, and there was another kicker. Who was the kicker that was here on the Jimbo before Roberto Aguayo?
Hopkins? I don't know.
Hopkins. I think it was Hopkins and Roberto Aguayo that got him to try to change his kicking motion.
Sam, this not sounding better. Like I don't
I
know if
ain't
that was
saying.
supposed to make me feel
I'm just trying
better.
to. I'm just saying that's what I heard. It might have been Gano.
Graham Gano, yeah, it could
It
be.
might have been Gano, but I know it was something like they
I
came
don't
at a
know,
kicking
dog.
camp and they was saying he should change it if he want to be an NFL kicker or whatnot. And
Man,
I know it was two kickers. It was two guys that was at FSU. So I know
I better
Roberto
get
was
out of
one
here with
of
this
them.
foolishness.
Yeah, but Roberto was one of them. I know that. So it might have been Gano.
But
Maybe it was Gano,
okay, all right. So let's say that's how it happened.
which is
That's
terrible.
bad. That's
Yeah,
terrible if that's how it happened.
yeah.
If in fact that's how it happened, then when you saw he was missing kicks with this new one, like game one, we knew, like we saw it early on. All right, something like this dude ain't even close. These things look terrible. Like the extra points is looking shaky. At some point, you don't go back to him and be like, "Hey, dog, what's going on?"
Right.
And he'll be like, "Yeah, well, I changed my kicking motion up in the offseason. Graham Gano told me I needed to if I wanted to be an NFL kicker." And the special team coach was just like, "Oh, that makes sense. Cool."
Yeah. I think it was a terrible idea.
They forego the field goal. You understand? They forego field goals. They play full hard.
Yeah.
They, you know what I mean? We on full hard past the 50. We've been on full hard past the 50 for like 6 weeks.
Right.
You don't think somebody should have been like, "Hey, what's going on with the kicker?"
Yeah. It probably should have came up with some conversations.
Like I'm saying, this is the first I'm hearing about this was this week. He's went back to the old form, so now he good.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't, man, dog, Keith, brother. I don't care. I don't like we're trying to win games right now. I don't give a shit what they doing in the NFL.
Yeah.
Fitz needs to kick well for us. You can work on that on your own time. Like, and if you haven't perfected it, don't go into the season with it. Or just maybe you're not an NFL kicker.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a failure on a lot of people's parts. I don't know how we ended up here. I don't. Anyway, Sam, ask some questions. I'm aggravated by this. Like I'm legit aggravated because again, man, like these are things that programs, man, who are really well put together just don't do.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? Like there's under no circumstance would I don't know the coach. But anyway,
off topic, but did y'all touch on the Bob and Mel? Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
it's
we
foolish.
talked about it. I mean, I don't get it, man. Like I said, the NCAA is a joke, man. I don't understand the NCAA. I don't get the NCAA. So
no, I swear they just pulling suspensions out of hat. They be like, "Well, what should we give this one?" I don't know. Reaching this bag here. It says 16 games. All right, 16 games it is. I mean, because it don't make no real sense. Like ain't none of it has any consistency to it. None of it makes any sense. I mean, I thought maybe somebody should have been able to appeal it just based off of the information we have now. Dick Vitale done came out and said something, but NCAA is like, I mean, y'all can talk all y'all want to. We're not doing nothing.
Right, pretty much. So it's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks, man. I'll tell you one thing: Florida State basketball can't catch a fucking break.
The year we were supposed to win a championship, COVID hit, whole NCAA. I mean, everybody was picking us to win it. Because all you need is the point guard. The point guard is what wins you championships in the tournament. You need that veteran leadership at point guard, and we had it. We had complementary pieces around it. We was gel, we was clicking, and that defense was the best. Whew.
Yeah, I thought TCU got screwed in the college football playoff rankings, to be honest with you. They was at number 7, I think, and they played more ranked teams than Alabama. Yeah, definitely played. TCU. I mean, they got a great resume. They at number 7. It's like ridiculous, but at the end of the day, all this stuff is gonna wash itself out because Georgia finna play Tennessee this week, and I personally think Georgia's gonna actually beat Tennessee. I know
I got Notre Dame beating Clemson.
Really, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I got Notre Dame beating Clemson.
Okay. So, let me go right here. What's up, fellas? Who starts, TVD or Garcia? I think
Garcia.
TVD's going to start.
Okay. I think if TVD starts, then you are getting a 50%, 60% version of TVD who was already bad.
Right.
I'll take either one. You know what I'm saying? If you give me 60% TVD or 100% Garcia, they are equally as bad.
Okay. All right. And then you got thoughts on bringing Crow home to be DB, coach DBs. I mean,
I'm tired of people finding names of former players. And
well,
putting them in.
I don't know. Like, so the Crow thing is weird. I do think Crow might know something about coaching defensive backs.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if Crow should be a defensive backs coach or should Crow be a defensive back analyst.
That's what he should be.
You know, does that make sense?
I'm saying I don't think just because he's Crow, we should say, hey, come be our DB's coach.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those, let's see what you bring to the table. This is almost like an analyst is almost like a long-term interview. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all right, let's see what you add to this room. And then at some point, we may be able to bring you on. That's what I think. I don't know if him as a DB coach right off the gate, even though I respect Crow as a football mind, I'm just not sure if it's that.
DB and tight end coach. From my understanding, the tight end coach ain't going nowhere. DB coach, I heard it's pretty possible you get a new DB coach. I heard that's pretty certain. Pretty certain we're gonna get a DB coach.
I'm with that.
Yeah. Stetson Bennett is 25 and Hendon Hooker is 24. Travis might come back. That's a good point. They are old.
Them old quarterbacks, man. That COVID don't let a lot of them quarterbacks age.
Yeah.
A lot of them quarterbacks age, man. They got that extra year or 2 years of eligibility. They're able to stay a little longer. Hey, give me a 25-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
That dude's going to think differently than an 18-year-old.
Yeah, so he might, maybe. Let's hope Duffy has Drake May type. See, I don't hear that. See, so I know last year when Howell was struggling last year, people were saying how good Drake May was. So I know it was hype with Drake May from what they were saying at practice. I don't think that type of hype surrounds Duffy currently. So from what I understand, it's going to be 2
all
years.
I've heard is he's not ready, and let's hope he don't have to play. That's the only thing I've heard. I ain't heard. Yeah, he not.
Yeah, I think
I ain't heard nothing. Like I've heard he's had a good practice here and there. But
this is a good one right here because I was asking this question on Twitter because people keep saying, well, we can't run the football in the tight areas to get touchdowns because I was complaining about the red zone touchdowns. And somebody made up a point that the tight ends this year are not playing as well as the tight ends did last year. I know we lost a guy that played at UCLA that came here. I forgot what his name was. So I'm thinking was he that much of a difference in the red zone? Because Cam McDonald and Preston Daniels was always playing last year anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I
think we
I don't think it's the tight ends.
I think we calling different players.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's the tight ends. I think that's a way to pass the buck from Mike calling some crazy stuff down at the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's the tight ends.
I don't know, man. A lot of people watch more football. More people break down more tape than I do. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't have time to be sitting around breaking down tape. I got a 3-year-old, about 4-year-old now. Sorry. Let me go here. We got to add ace recruiters. Yeah, man. I think that's the key. Like if we add some good recruiters on this staff next year, I'm gonna feel a lot better going into the season next year. But if we don't, if we kind of kick the can a little bit more down the road next year with this recruiter with the staff that we currently got, and it's not 100% certain that we keep Atkins and Papuchis next year. That's not 100% certain, So
nah, you better.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, it's nothing guaranteed. Losing season for FSU leads to average recruiting classes. Losing seasons for Miami doesn't seem to matter. Why isn't Miami taking a recruiting hit? Mario is a really good recruiter. And I do think that Mario did sell to those kids that he was doing a full rebuild. I do think he was telling them that. I
don't think that.
No, I think no.
That ain't what he was saying.
No. I'm not saying what was said in the media. I'm saying what he was saying to recruits privately. I think he was telling them it was a full rebuild because these kids are not acting surprised by this season being bad. They're not like
I don't think they care.
They're still committing.
It don't matter though. But that's what we're saying. Recruiters gonna recruit. Tennessee was being recruited when
Pruitt
was there.
Pruitt wasn't having this type of bad season though. Pruitt was having 7-win, 8-win seasons.
True. Yeah, I agree. But what I'm saying is, recruiters
like a
gonna
dumpster
recruit
fire.
though.
Miami like a dumpster fire, dude.
It don't matter if you're not buying into the coach, what he's doing, what he talk about, how he is. So again, now I think if they go out there and get blown out by Florida State, they miss a bowl game. I'm not sure if you keep all of them. I think he still kind of runs that same risk.
I think he's going to keep these
kids. If he is, I think he's looking at a whole lot of people who like him.
Yeah, I mean, but that matters too.
That's what I mean. But that's what leads to him being able to recruit. It don't matter what's happening. Yeah. If Mike, I don't want to say was more likable, Dan Mullen couldn't recruit because Dan Mullen was a goof, and I kept saying that. And you kept saying he's a good coach, and I was like, he is a good coach. He's also a goof. He looks crazy, and I'm not letting my kid play for nobody who looked like that. And there was a whole lot of people who felt the same way, and now he's out of a job. Mario is not that.
I think this is the funniest part right here. Mario has a billionaire paying recruits.
Everybody got billionaires.
Everybody got somebody. I mean, my whole point is
we all got money. All the teams got money.
Well, it ain't even that. We all got money. It's just like it's legal. Like, what are we doing? Like, I mean, we can't advertise Jared Verse getting a Nissan deal and then be complaining the next turn when somebody gets a top level recruit and be like, oh, well, they paying him. I mean, we all in the same game.
Yeah, talking about somebody, man, LeBron mama had got a Hummer or some stuff. They was in the projects. You know what I mean? Like we all, I mean, like you know what time it is.
I mean, because I'm just saying we all in the same boat as far as what's going on. You know,
everybody can pay the players. Find somebody to pay them.
Yeah, I feel as though what we got is what we're going to keep getting from the staff. I agree. I don't necessarily disagree with that. But like I said, maybe if you make some changes on the staff, maybe you see something different, though. You know, that's the hope. That's the hope. I don't trust our defense to blow Miami out. I mean, I would be pretty disappointed if Miami have a good offensive output against Florida State. That would be disappointing.
Sam, I don't want to say this, but I feel like it needs, like, this is a fireable offense game.
It's not. We'll be mad about it, but it won't be a fireable offense. We'll be mad, but it ain't a fireable offense.
Sam.
It's not.
How?
It's a fireable offense for you because
no, it's not for me. No.
Brandon, if he loses this game,
they can't say all the again.
If he win 8 games and lose this game, but still win 8 games, he's not getting fired. What are y'all talking about? What are you discussing? What are we doing?
If he loses this game, they're gonna lose to Syracuse too, right?
Well,
more than likely, right? So then that means you're gonna win.
That.
So then okay. But do you have beaten Syracuse?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's just I'm gonna say I don't. I'm gonna speak for you. That means you are now saying you got 5 wins. You would then be what, 5-5. You'll then be, let's say, lose Syracuse. You're gonna be 5-6.
Mm-hmm.
You will beat the Raging Cajuns 6-6, and that 7-win team don't look the same way as a 9-win going into a bowl game with 8. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this game, and I think if I'm an AD,
get fired though, he wouldn't get fired.
Why not? You don't think 7 wins in the midst of a season in your 3rd year after losing to this Miami team? Okay. No. I hope I'm right. That's one of them I'm hoping I'm right about. I hope if they lose this game that somebody pulls them aside and say that's a wrap.
Okay, LSU is number 10, so if Bama beat them, they're right back in the top 4. Of course, bro, they're going to find a way to put Bama in there. Like, that's what it is. Like, that is what it is.
Bama always finds a way.
They
They was
still
gonna get
need
it though.
linebackers. Yeah, we're gonna need 2 linebackers ourselves next year if we lose the 2 we got. So, yeah.
Tim, you don't really believe that.
What?
That this ain't no fire blue fence game. I don't even believe you believe that.
I'm saying it'll make me mad. It'll make you mad.
I'm not even talking about me.
You'll
I'm
be upset
saying
about it, but they're not
I'm
gonna
not.
fire him. They're not gonna
I'm
fire him if
talking
he loses
about
to
me.
Miami.
See, and that's what okay. I find it difficult, to be honest with you. I find it difficult for him to keep his job afterwards. And it's not me saying that from me. I'm saying from our AD's perspective. You can't lose Miami in this situation, in my opinion.
Okay, well, I don't think there's any heat on Miami.
I don't even think it's about. I don't even care about how many points. I'm saying you win another 1-point block field goal at the end of it. You just got to win this game.
Okay, Fuller and Shannon can go too. I mean, yeah, maybe, but y'all be trying to fire Fuller. Fuller ain't going anywhere. I don't know what's wrong.
Fuller ain't going nowhere. Yeah, y'all.
Do you think
Fox?
Do you think Verse was moved to Fox to help out in coverage with Miami tight ends going on? I would hope that. I would pray that Verse is not covering any tight ends in this game. That's what I'm going to pray about. I'm not saying it won't happen because I've seen some strange things out of the staff, but
if we got to switch up coverages, the guard, you know what? Go ahead. Next question.
We get on the goal line. Yeah, man. It seems pretty easy. I was listening to the Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce podcast, and Jason Kelce asked Travis Kelce on the 1-yard line or a 4th and 1. What play call? What's your play call? And Travis is thinking like, what team we playing? He like, it don't matter what team you're playing. Quarterback sneak. He said it works 92% of the time. Why
really?
Y'all? He said there's a stat that shows quarterback sneak for 1 yard works 92% of the time. He say, how in all the analytics that y'all love that y'all don't know this?
That's so funny because I be thinking that same thing. Like, I feel like this is a good quarterback sneak opportunity.
Dude, he said
these
that,
dudes being shotgun.
He
all
said
sorts
that you
of
can
wild
run. He said that you can run a quarterback sneak 5 different ways. Because you don't have to run it just one way. He said you can run it 5 different ways and it works 92% of the time. He said so. Basically, if it's
I don't think they have that stat. The coaches don't have that stat.
He said if it's 3rd and 1, that means you can run quarterback sneak twice. You bound to get it the second time. I found that crazy when he said that. I looked it up and it's
you're not losing yards on it.
Exactly. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, you're not losing. So yeah, I agree. I run it 4 times.
So he said in Philly, we run that. He said we run it every single time. Jalen Hurts every single time.
Yeah,
3rd and 1, first down.
He was gonna get off to the side and fall. I saw Trevor Lawrence last week just kind of hop up and just get the ball out in front of it. It looked crazy. I mean, you know what I mean? It looked crazy, but still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with that. 90%.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Back on the recruiting talk. Norville will have an easier time getting better recruits because he actually has something to sell to them now. He didn't have that before. What is Miami selling? Have y'all seen that shit show?
Now you talk. You do now. I don't even know what's going on. Y'all got it like, man. I don't know what's happening. You're right. I don't know what Mario's selling.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we were in a
it
worse,
seemed
we
like
were in a worse
applied,
situation.
Like these things apply applies to our coach, but they don't apply to other coaches. That's the weird part about it.
I don't know what's weird about it.
It's something weird.
We were in a far worse hole, in a far worse situation, and we had Willing, and I don't know all the things.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, man. But I mean, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I want to see them. I want to see him bring in a top 15 recruiting class, and I want to see him be able to put a consensus top 10 class together next year. And I think that will inform my opinion of can he be a part of the long-term solution to getting the FSU back winning ACC championships. So which winning the ACC championship ain't gonna be very hard. It's not. This conference is not good. I keep saying this. We just watched Wake turn the ball over 25 times in a row last week. It's not a good conference. It's not a good conference, people. It's not a good conference. This isn't the mighty SEC or the Big Ten, bro. This conference is terrible. And guess what? It's not putting a lot of pros out either. Go check the last couple of NFL drafts. Not doing like it was back when Jimbo. Even when Jimbo's here, putting a bunch of pros out. Louisville, Clemson, NC State was putting out a bunch of pros.
Yeah, he at least had to go up against Lamar Jackson. You know what
I mean, not really putting a bunch of great pros out either. So this conference is not good right now, man. The money is you're starting to see the separation with the money, man.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. So anyway, man, that was a great show.
You didn't give your score, man. What's your score? You just said they were going to win. Now at this point,
31-17. Well, I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if Miami get to 17, but
I was going to say I got 31-13.
That sounds more like Miami. 31-13.
Yeah, 31-13 is what I got.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. 31-13. But I'm gonna go 31-17. I'm a little bit more optimistic for Miami. Thinking they got a trick play, got one trick play, and we got one good fumble.
I was gonna say the fumble. That's why I had it at 13 because I had it one fumble. We were gonna fumble. Jordan was gonna fumble one, and they were gonna get the ball at like the 12.
I ain't gonna lie though. Watching that game last week, I do feel like if Jeff Sims would have played, that probably would have been a game in the third quarter. The way they was playing, Florida State was really fucking that game up last week.
The way we came out. If Jeff Sims would have been playing, it would have been. It might have got a little dicey.
It might have got into the.
We did everything we could to make that sorry team somehow feel like it was going to be in a game. And I was like, in the fourth quarter, 7-3. What are we doing? Yeah. But it's funny. I mean, I never at no point in time thought that we were going to lose. Even at 7-3, it was just me complaining because I knew at no point they could get no points
because they could never move the football. Like you knew they couldn't move the football.
You knew they weren't going to move the football. We were down our third string before they started moving the football.
Yeah. So yeah.
But backups.
I tell you, this conference is terrible. It's a terrible conference. Yeah. But yeah, man.
We appreciate you guys, man, listening. Go Noles, man. I ain't got nothing else. Go Noles. Go win it. Go win it big. We shouldn't have to be up all night thinking about this one. I expect by halftime us to be already, doing the instant reaction podcast, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. That's the show, man. I appreciate you guys.